with a sharp beak that has such teeth.
In Delaware, it is illegal to get married on a dare. No, I think I found a loophole here, though, or not for the person that got dumped. Say a chick dumped you, and then she was going to marry someone else, but you dare that dude to marry her, then he's not allowed. And then she has to come back to you, right?
I like the strategy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm always thinking, hey, welcome. You're not going to be able to tell us, but we haven't had any production meetings.
We don't practice this much.
No, we didn't. But we were pretty funny before we came on.
Some good stories.
I hope we can continue that.
I agree.
We probably should have kept with those stories, although someone would have pissed off people in our family. So
on both sides.
Oh, big time
for both of us.
Yeah. At least we were equal opportunity pisser offers.
That's fair.
Okay. We're Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk, and we've become recently alcohol influencers.
We have.
And so I'm giving you a fact. I give you a law. I start off with a law. Now I'm giving you an alcohol fact. In both men and women, excessive consumption can reduce fertility. I haven't found that. Most of my drunken friends, unfortunately, reproduced at an amazing rate and fucked up the human race. You feel the same way?
I have many instances of the same.
Yeah. So I got to call bullshit on that fact. I mean, I read it on the internet, so it must be true, right?
I guess.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to move right on. How about that?
Okay.
This will, by the time you watch this will have a name, but it's 108. So what we've done, we've changed a little bit. We've limited it down. Our favorite number 8s and in athletics. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even look anything up because Willie Stargell was my favorite probably player of all time. Mm-hmm. So I just stopped right there. So do you have anything about number 8?
Well, I mean, Kobe Bean Bryant wore number 8 his first go around with the Lakers there. Well, he never left, but he changed his number. So that was the first one.
Okay.
Pops was the second one that came to mind for me because I being a Pirates fan. It's just some other dumb one, Tommy Maddox, kind of thing. But as far as guys, I actually paid attention. Kobe's the first one.
Tommy Maddox had a good year or two.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He was all right.
XFL, baby.
That's right. Okay, we are a Category 5 podcast, the only one in the freaking universe. And hurricanes are starting to pop up now, and you're going to hear Category 5. Oh, we're downgraded. Not us. We're staying at Category 5, but we have a new. You don't know this.
I don't,
because we have no production meetings. We don't rehearse. You don't know that, do you? No, we don't rehearse.
It never shows.
And I'm going to talk about this more later. I've changed my Argy Bargy for the umpteenth time. But anyway, we are now 730 pounds of podcast proclivity.
You did tell me that.
Did I tell you that? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I really got to do something. We need to do something about that.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
I have this weird thing where I'm actually proud of the fact I'm maintaining. For some, I was just at the doctor this week, and I'm like, I'm still at the same number. Like, that's not good. That's not where you want.
The doctor had an extra there, and I told her, I said, I always tell them I'm going to lose weight, but it seems like I gain every time I have another thing. So, 730 pounds of podcast proclivity. Mm-hmm. That's where we are right there, and you're going to hear a little more about that later in the show. How about that? Okay. Now, this you don't know. This is really not a huge shift in what we think, but there's going to be a huge shift in podcast philosophy, and it's going to bring in so many more viewers.
Okay, I can't wait.
People say we objectify women, but really we celebrate them. And don't you think so?
1,000%.
And I just want to advertise that. Sometimes it's all marketing. Sometimes people say, oh, they're like that. No, we really do celebrate women. Yeah, and I'm going to give an example of what happened this week.
Go ahead.
I went to one of my seminars, and I was going to tell you about the Roosevelts, but I'm not going to really tell you that. But the person, this is hard to believe, the person that gave this the talk about Teddy and Franklin Delano and Eleanor, was a 26-year-old blonde with stiletto heels.
No.
I would like to celebrate all over her. All over her. So, yeah, I'm celebrating the fact that she looked like that, and that's how we are. That's just how we are. So, I think we need to make that clear that
listen, we talk all the time. I think it's nothing but praise we do.
Really?
All of it.
Really? When we talk about the waitresses,
that's right.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. I think we got a bad rap.
I think so.
Yeah.
People we're misunderstood.
We are misunderstood. So those of you that misunderstand us, fuck yourselves. Fuck yourselves. All right, hey, but I'm going to move right along still.
Mm-hmm.
New Scientist magazine. I read it, so he doesn't have to read it, and you don't have to read it. But here's 3 headlines from this past week. And it's going to make you happy, this first one. Piles of penguin poo help keep Antarctica cool. I actually read that one. It's something about forming clouds and keeping the coldness. I didn't understand the whole thing, but
is this like the cow manure methane?
It's kind of like
it's
along those lines.
Night.
It's along those penguins must be shitting themselves down there. And now here's one. I don't know if you like this or not. Teeth may have come from ancient fish skin.
What?
Did mine?
I thought piranhas were the only fish that had teeth.
Well, I'll be honest. I did not read that. One article's enough for me.
That's
to
a
read.
lot. Yeah, that's
I go through every article to see my 3 favorite headlines, and that was all I could take. And the last one, this might interest you quite a bit. A weird planet is orbiting backwards between 2 stars. Who would have thought that, huh?
That's my kind of place.
Now, you think we could bring that planet in since we threw one out of our solar system?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We have some room to add.
We do. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We have some kind of tryout.
Yeah, but I would think if you could orbit backwards between 2 stars, that would put you first on the list. You maybe have to come in for a second interview. You ever come in for a second interview? What's the most interviews you've ever come in for?
Actually, work with Sully.
You had to come in for 2
twice. Yeah.
Oh, so you got the job at least.
I did, yeah.
Okay, here I'm going to give you. This is just off the cuff. Here, this is what not to do. This was a job I really wanted. It was an athletic director at a high school, and I wanted the job because I thought I was going to get fired from my other job. I did end up not, but I thought I was going to. So I went to this interview. First of all, it was supposed to start at like 9 o'clock, and it didn't start till after 11. This is PM.
What?
And I had driven from North Carolina for this motherfucker.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this should be a segment.
Is it a strip club?
So I'm there, and I'm almost falling asleep in the waiting room in some fucking high school cafeteria waiting for them to talk to me. So we get in there, and we talk to about 12:30. Like I said, I woke up in North Carolina that day, had to finish a basketball camp. Freaking fly up here thinking I had an interview from 9 to 10, and now it's 12:30.
2 hours later,
and I'm tired. And they start talking about coming in for a second interview, and I said, "This is what not to do, people." I said, "Why don't you just ask me now? Let's get this over with." I've told you pretty much. I think you know me pretty well.
Here's my shtick.
Yeah. If you got some more questions, let's go.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I did not get invited in for a second interview or the job. But I stand by myself there. Fuck them.
Oh, come on. Them. Especially if it's their fault you didn't do that. Like
exactly.
They owe you that much.
They owe you
that much. So fuck them.
And I lost by a 5-4 vote that apparently there were 4 other jobs that lost by a 5-4 vote. They were. I was just there as cannon fodder. Damn it.
Yes, I've been a fill-in as the third.
Yeah,
you need so many candidates.
Exactly.
I've been the third candidate on several occasions.
I've been that so many times. Yeah. This time I thought I was going to be the good one, but no, I needed to turn one person over to the other side, and apparently that last comment didn't work. No. Okay. Why you should stay tuned here. Why should you stay tuned? Today's show, and I had to change some of this because I've changed some shit. And here's what you don't know. I'll bet you. This is the 22nd edition of Dear Tiny.
Wow.
22nd edition.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? We only do this once a week, so I didn't really look into it, but it's got to be 5-6 months, right?
That's a long time.
It seems like we just started that
seem like it.
And then we're going to tell some stories that he doesn't even know what we're doing.
Oh,
he
boy.
Yeah, it's going to be a bigger old boy than you think.
Oh, no.
We got Transylvanian brain freeze from Florida, Arizona, and Norway. How about that? 3 stories, Florida, Arizona, Norway. We got the movie game. We got the music game. We got, I wrote down Argy Bargy, something that happened 7 weeks ago. Then it happened again this week. And that was all true. And I was pissed off about that, but I got pissed off about something else. So that's going to have to wait. Matter of fact, that's 2 weeks away because something else pissed me off in the interim. We got Hell's Half Acre.
Ooh.
That the women, yeah, you do know.
Do I?
Well, we'll get you caught up between segments.
I do.
Yeah. You just don't know the penalty.
The catch,
yeah.
Right.
And it's just not what he'd do; it's what you would do too. And then Samurai Chatter. It has Would You Rather questions that we have some audience participation from.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
There you
How
go.
about that? So that's what you have to look forward to here. Stay tuned for Dear Tiny.
Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My hair's falling out.
see what
and
happens.
my rights are all wrong. My friends, they all tell me that.
Can't open it.
Okay. You can't even open a damn beer.
Get my finger under there.
See what we were hoping for, and even that was a bad hope because was that last show that or 2 shows ago that he spilled, but you really couldn't see it as well as it should have been able to.
No, you had to really look at my shirt.
So yeah, you guys didn't get the effect that you should have, and then we were hoping to reproduce that. Unlike drunken people shouldn't reproduce, like we talked about in the last segment. But
I did get some shit because I guess I had a pretty unique smell to me when I went in with beer and pee.
I'm sure you did, but I don't think they really got that.
They didn't get any of that, no.
Anyway, we're to the 22nd edition of Dear Tiny. 20 people keep writing him. Who knows why? Who knows why? We got 2 letters this week. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember it, but you haven't seen the second one.
Okay.
First one, let's see. This is from Sleepless and Slippery Rock. And this one I really can't believe.
That's driving distance for me.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get there quick.
Yeah.
Dear Tiny, I'm writing not only as a fan, but also as someone who has developed a strong emotional and physical attraction to you. What the fuck is the matter with you? It's unexpected and honestly a little overwhelming. I know you're married, and I absolutely respect that. This isn't a plea for anything inappropriate. Oh, I think it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm simply trying to find a healthy way to process what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You've helped so many people with a wide variety of problems, and I find myself hoping you might have advice for someone like me.
Mm-hmm.
How does one manage powerful longing for someone they admire, even lust for, but can't have? How can I honor these feelings without letting them derail me? Mm-hmm. Thank you for reading this. Just knowing you've heard me, even in this small way, means more than I can say. Man, your ego's got to be too fucking high from that.
If I had a nickel, I mean,
yeah, you'd have 2.5 cents.
I think for something like this, the philosophy of one nature boy Ric Flair comes to mind. And, he has 2 lines. I think they're very apropos. Ladies, none of you can be first, but all of you can be next. And he says, the other thing he always says is, Space Mountain, it might be the oldest ride, but it still has the longest line. And I think those are 2 very appropriate answers to this question.
Okay, well then, let me distill it down to its purest form. Sleepless in Seattle? I don't know. Stay awake, go to sleep. What the fuck are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Nature,
Okay.
listen, I mean, who else but Nature Boy? I mean, he's,
Yeah. Well, okay. And you've always been, oh, that's right. I guess you were a wrestler, even though I don't know if you'd call yourself a wrestler.
6 months of career. I don't know. Is that really 9 months? Does that really count as a career in wrestling?
And what was the biggest crowd you ever performed in front of?
We did TV tapings. We probably about 250 we had there that night.
Oh, really? 250?
Well,
Huh.
we taped 4 shows in one night. So it was at a middle school down in Washington.
But there were 250 people there.
Yeah. Well, they had like legit names there too, like Sid Vicious. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They bring in like one name to try to get people to buy tickets,
okay.
and that's
All right.
that's why they were there.
All right. That's better than I thought.
Okay.
Better than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more. Let me puff on a cigar, though,
Sure.
if you have any other shit to say.
I mean, we could talk about wrestling more. We could talk about Ric Flair more. He always has, words of wisdom, although he's really kind of bastardized himself and his legacy lately with all he's been doing. He shows up virtually anywhere at this point for free.
I said I had to puff on my cigar. I didn't have to say I had to read fucking War and Peace.
10 seconds.
Christ's sakes.
God
damn. That's why I don't give him the floor very often.
I'll give you plenty of dead air in the music game, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? Watching last week, I said, I got to come up with something. And it better come up in the next little bit because I don't have anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got another Dear Tiny letter.
Uh-oh.
This is from Glassport Glen. Yeah. You haven't heard this one. And this isn't a relationship one. You'll be happy to know.
Good.
This is a business thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're kind of a businessman in a weird sort of way.
Right.
Dear Tiny, this is from Glassport Glen.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Tiny, my family has been running a business for many years. I've been skimming off the top, and now the authorities have got involved.
Uh-oh.
I blame my brother, and he's now in jail. I feel very guilty and want to make things right. Should I blame my wife instead?
I think he's going down the right path. Anyway, yeah. I can't relate to the brother thing, but I would have probably, if I didn't have the brother, I'd probably start with the wife. So I think it's pretty astute on their part. Yeah. Deny.
And, I mean, his brother's been his brother for his whole life. His wife just became his wife.
Yeah.
I don't know how long
Yeah.
Glassport Glen's been married, but
long enough.
yeah. Oh, probably more than if he met her in Glassport, I think.
Right.
And I don't know if you know where Glassport's down by near McKeesport.
My buddy Mark lives there.
Okay. And that's down in the area of white trash of your wife.
Yes, correct.
Where she grew up. So,
Correct.
Okay. Well, okay, Glassport Glen. You're on the right track. How about that? Now, we'll be back with a segment that he knows nothing what's coming up. How about that? Welcome back to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. And this is close to both of our hearts. We're actually recording on Father's Day.
Right. So
what I thought is Tiny and I would talk a little bit about our fathers. I have a couple stories prepared, and Tiny, what would you like to say about your father?
I'll drink to that.
Do you want to tell them?
I mean, I've never met him and never really had any interest to. And
You've never met him. You don't know who he is,
No.
right?
Mm-mm.
And you don't care to know him?
I mean,
Do you know if he's still living?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know, man. For what? Just to give me more fucking family headaches? I mean, that's when I think of family, it's the first thing I think of is headaches. Do I need more of those?
Okay, so there's Tiny's Father's Day story. I guess I'll get on with mine. And I decided to tell two stories about my
good.
father.
There you go.
From the same night. I mean, there's so many stories you can tell about your father. But my father was a basketball coach. And I'm going to tell you a story on the biggest night of his career. It's the state championship, Pennsylvania, back when there were only 2 classifications. So it was huge.
Mm-hmm.
He coached at Ambridge. They were undefeated. And they were playing Chester, who was also undefeated. So it was huge. It's at the Farm Show Arena in Harrisburg. Do you have to get this guy?
No, we're good.
Okay. And it was just a huge, obviously, that's to be the biggest night in his career.
Yeah,
obviously.
sure.
Obviously. He was probably in his late 40s, I guess. And
Okay.
I was in 7th grade.
Okay.
So I'm the part-time ball boy for that team. And I had several duties as the ball boy. I was there for almost every game. I was playing junior high basketball, so I couldn't be there all the time. But obviously for the state championship,
Sure.
we got up there a day early and stayed in a hotel and all that shit.
Yep. Where was it again? Did you say?
Yeah, Harrisburg.
Okay.
And one of my jobs was to gather the warm-ups from the 5 starters and take them back to the locker room. So most of the time I missed the beginning, the tip-off of the game. But this is the state championship, and I don't want to miss that.
Right.
But the Farm Show Arena wasn't built for basketball. It was built for showing farm animals.
4-H.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So the trip to the locker room was pretty far, but I wanted to fucking see this tip-off,
That's
obviously.
fair.
So I grabbed them up. You had to wait till all 5 seniors, all starters, gave you their warm up, and then I rushed back and came back. And then one of my other jobs that night, just for that night, and I don't know if everyone, do you even know what a telegram is?
Telegraph, telegram, tell a woman.
Yeah, okay. But do you know what a telegram is? Okay, this is before we had a lot of, you sent a telegram to someone,
Yeah.
and it came in paper form and had to be delivered to you.
Right.
And it was kind of a special thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the night of the state championship, my father probably got 60 telegrams.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And they were like the mayor of Pittsburgh, John Wooden,
Wow.
Dean Smith, big basketball names, but names other than basketball names too. And he told me, okay, keep these, you know, you want to, for keepsake later
sure.
on. Yeah, and I understood that. But like I said, I was in a hurry. So I had the telegrams in my pocket. And then the final huddle occurred. I made it back. I made it back. The final, I had to sprint. Final huddle, and then the basketball team's going out for the tip-off of my father's biggest game of his career. I dropped the telegrams out of my pocket.
Oh.
Okay, they fell out of my pocket. My father sees them, of all people. This is 20 seconds before the tip-off of the biggest game of his life.
Yeah.
He pulls me over and says, here's these damn telegrams. You're irresponsible. I don't know why I brought you on this trip. I can't trust you. Basically tell me I'm worthless.
Right,
the game's about to start.
Thanks for your contribution.
Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't have brought you. I'm his fucking son. And my brother was on the team, so I'm into it. Yeah. But when he did that, my first thing is, fuck you, I hope you lose.
Did you say that?
I didn't say it, but I sure as hell thought it.
He would have hit you, wouldn't he, if you said
that? He would have hit me in the next week. Yeah, no. I was stupid. I was stupid enough to drop the telegram. I wasn't stupid enough to say it, but I thought it.
Yeah.
And then Chester scores the first hoop. And I think, damn, did I help cause this?
See?
But okay, then there's a little addition to the story. But just the fact that my wonder, and he was a good guy, but if he thought he needed to teach me a lesson, it didn't matter what was going on in his life.
Now's the time to learn.
I was the asshole son.
School's in session.
Yeah. But just to show it wasn't just me. I told you my brother was on the team. And this Ambridge team was really fucking good for those of you. My brother went to Duke. Dennis Weisick went to North Carolina. Frank Kaufman went to Purdue. I mean, there's 3 guys on a damn team that
D1.
Yeah. Big time D1.
Right.
Big time D1. And they weren't bullshit players on the D1 team either. They all played.
Right.
So anyway, it's midway through the third quarter. Or late in the third quarter, actually. And my brother, I think he had a turnover, and they did another play that wasn't really too smart. And my father calls timeout, and the team comes over to the huddle. I have those telegrams in my pocket, by the way. But my father looks at my brother, says, damn it, Dick, if you hadn't screwed up those 2 plays, we could have broken this game wide open. My brother looks up, and Ambridge is winning by 37 points.
That's awesome.
The game ended 93-61. At the time it was the biggest for years and years. It was the biggest margin. Margin of all time. And awesome. The only reason it got down to 32 is he played the scrubs the whole fucking fourth quarter.
Right.
But Yeah, he was pissed. So he wasn't just pissed at me. He was pissed at my brother. And if he needed to teach you a lesson, he just didn't give a shit about where. So,
man, really makes me want to get back in with my family. Stories like that.
Maybe you should look up your father so that can happen to you. So that's our Father's Day story. Hope you have some nice ones also.
Transylvania brain freeze.
Time for Transylvanian brain freeze, as you just heard. And I got three things today: Florida, Arizona, and Norway. Mm-hmm. Henry Betsy Jr., he took advantage of a Florida law in which counties don't cross-reference marriage license.
Oh.
So he married 3 different women. No, I was going to wait till the end, but
ouch.
Why would you want to do that?
3 times the pain?
Who the fuck would want that? Apparently Henry Betsy Jr. wanted it.
Man.
But wife number 1, Tanya Betsy, caught him when she searched every county's marriage records. Henry came to court with his current girlfriend, pled guilty to bigamy and is awaiting his sentencing.
Wow.
Yeah, how about
bigamy
that?
in Florida.
Huh? Yeah.
I thought that was a Utah thing.
Yeah, I know. But no, Florida, you just got to go to a different county. That's all. Okay. So for those of you that want another or 2 or 3 or 4 wives, I don't know why the fuck you would. But if you do, go to Florida and just cross county line.
This would benefit me down at Bamboo when the new waitress wants to marry me.
I think you liked her a lot more than she liked you, but we'll see. We do have a beer night coming up this week, right? Yeah.
I'll grow on her.
Okay. I hope you don't grow on her. She'll suffocate. Okay. State Farm Stadium.
Okay.
That's in the home to the Arizona Cardinals. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I didn't either. But it ranked first out of all 30 NFL stadiums as a place to ride out a zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
how about that?
I wonder why that is.
I'm glad you asked. It got high marks for having a closable roof, limited entry points, and natural grass capable of growing crops.
Wow.
So what do you think? I don't really know that much about zombie apocalypses. It seems like more your...
I know.
Is that more your thing?
But see, that always crosses the line into all this prepper stuff and the people. And I have so many friends that are preppers, and I'm just not. Like if I can't run to Giant Eagle and buy some hamburger and steak, then fuck it. Why am I bought? I don't give a shit if I live anyway.
And I'm a little limited entry points. That means there's limited exit points too. And what if something goes on in there?
Yeah, all I think of is trampling. I mean, that's,
yeah. Although it's the Arizona Cardinals, they never fucking win anyway. Doesn't fucking matter. That place never sells out.
Yeah.
That might be the 4th selling point. No one's ever there.
Plenty of room.
And the ones that are there are stupid. Okay. We got one more Transylvanian brain freeze entry. And this guy's named Johan Hedberg of Norway. Now, it was a Penguin goalie. Okay, you knew that too. Yeah, I had to look it up because I thought, damn. But I think he was from Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Right? But this Johan Hedberg of Norway, he remained asleep. Now, see if you guys could remain asleep for this. A 443-foot oceanliner ran aground within 5 yards of his house.
Holy shit.
On the edge of a fjord. He only woke up when a frantic neighbor kept ringing his doorbell. Yeah, if you can find a picture of this, I think it'd be good to see.
I'll see what I can find.
It's huge.
Right at his door.
Right at his door.
That's awesome.
Hedberg said, I was quite astonished when I looked out my window, but I impressed myself by staying cool.
Oh, there you go.
Police say the crewman guiding the ship told them he fell asleep.
Oh, Jesus.
So Norway must have been a
narcolepsy,
sleepy place there in Norway. You would number one, you would think you would hear a 443-foot
something
ship coming in, and if you were guiding one, when you feel a little responsibility, you just fall asleep. And they only put one person in
Yeah,
charge.
like, hey, how about the lookout guy?
Yeah,
iceberg dead ahead or whatever.
So it was ocean liner that it wasn't taking people, it was taking like cargo, but still. Yeah, exactly. But congratulations to Johan Hedberg. You made it through. Have you ever slept through anything major like that?
Boy, I've slept through alarms and stuff before, but nothing major. No, like I was, it's not one of those remember when you were kind of places.
Okay,
No.
I slept through Hurricane Hugo in Charlotte, which did a shitload of damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My wife and daughter were up the whole night. Like when I woke up, they looked like they had just seen a ghost, and I slept through the whole fucking thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, didn't bother me one bit.
Funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you notice Zelda got some bad gas? Do you notice that?
I haven't yet, but that's a good reason to have a cigar.
Holy shit!
Zelda's a living legend, but has bad gas. But what Tiny doesn't mention is he's not a living legend, but he's obviously a big part of the show, 50%, and he has bad gas some days too. Okay, we'll be back with the movie game. That was much better than the last time. Okay. He's getting better. He's getting better at opening beers. We'll see if he gets better at the movie game. He was perfect for 5 weeks?
Something like that.
And then things went south, and we have a pretty good group. That's right. We just talked for a half hour, and I forgot about this. Okay, there's the scoreboard. The scorecard's up. Let's see. It's Yimmy and Columbo and Paul G. Boy, they're doing well, aren't they? Okay. And I do got to mention too. 3-Pack threatened to pull out of the movie game because he's doing shitty. Isn't that? And then I said, "Isn't that like taking your bat and ball and going home when you're young?" And he said, "No, but I think it is. I think it is." So hang in there, 3-Pack. Try your best.
Somebody did ask if there's like seasons to this. I didn't have an answer for them.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Well, okay, so like the Orioles are having a bad season, so they're just going to trade their players away and regroup for next year. So since I started like slow in the music game, it's when are we going to reset?
I don't know. That's a production meeting that we probably
never have. We'll be done. We'll be done podcasting by then.
It's not going to happen real soon, but I guess it could happen. Yeah, I guess we could have seasons. What the fuck? Yeah, we're having seasons. How about that? I don't know where we are in this season.
Yeah.
Okay. For the movie game, you get 2 lines, 2 characters, and 2 actors. Mm-hmm. And people are either going to get this or they're not. Anyway, okay, let me go.
Okay.
2 lines. The guy said, this is it's a cross between Mozart and Bach. I call it Mach. As he was playing the piano, and the guy said, "Well, what do you call that?" He said, "Lick my love pump." And the next line I'm giving you, because these are my 2 favorite lines, even though they're maybe not the most famous, but they said, "What happened to your first drummer?" Said he died in a bizarre gardening accident. The 2 characters are Marty DeBurgi and Nigel Tufnell.
Right.
And the 2 actors, the same, Rob Reiner and Christopher Guest. So now if you're playing, you can pause if you don't know what it is. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm very well versed.
I figured
you
know this.
This is one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
It's so good. Movie. They're supposedly doing a remake. This is Spinal Tap.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
I am so. I've told you this story, but when the Pirates were in the wild card game, when Hunter Pence played for, what did we say it was, the Astros, or not the Astros? Who was he playing for then? The Giants.
Yeah.
And everybody was making signs in our seats in right field. Right. And my sign said that Hunter Pence's volume only goes to 10, which was a reference to the 11. Yeah. And nobody fucking got the joke.
Really?
I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Because the 11 thing that's the most famous line.
Of course.
But I just like to lick my love
I think those are both adequate. Yeah, very good.
Okay, so this is Spinal Tap. And you're right. Matter of fact, I'm going to give a little plug to this. they're going to show it in movie theaters from July 3rd through 7th.
Oh.
And then come like a little bit later, the second, they're doing a remake.
Yeah,
or a sequel.
Sequel,
sequel.
right,
Okay.
right.
So what year did this Spinal Tap come out?
1980.
1984.
Shit.
1984. But still, 5 points out of 6. That's
I got
pretty
the big
good.
one.
That's pretty good. Yeah, this is Spinal Tap. Highly recommend it. I tried to watch it. I put it on YouTube, and they have a bunch of little blurps, but I couldn't find the whole movie. But there's some chick that watches. She's not bad looking either.
Nice.
We celebrate women. Remember
That's
that?
right.
We celebrate women.
do.
We don't objectify women.
Correct.
Some pretty hot chick watches movies and comments as she goes. I did
yeah.
watch that, and she loved the movie. She loved it. She loved it.
Nice. I think we should do that. People do that with music now too. They sit and they listen, and then they offer they give conjecture.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that along with seasons. Okay. 2 things about this movie. After the movie opened, some people told Rob Reiner he should have portrayed a more famous band. They thought it was real.
Oh, that's
They thought
awesome.
it was real.
That's awesome.
Just so you know, this is Spinal Tap is bullshit.
That's fantastic.
It's called a rockumentary, but it's not about a real band. But they were so convinced, and a lot of bands said that is so realistic. What really happened?
D. Snyder, have you ever seen him on VH1? He says how funny or how hard he laughs because there's so many truths to that.
And Dana Carvey and Billy Crystal appear in Fran Drescher's party scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about that?
I know.
Wow.
So there you have it. This is Spinal Tap.
One more sidebar, if I can.
Absolutely.
So the scene where, Stonehenge drops down from the ceiling.
Right, yeah.
So Ozzy tells a story when he was on tour in his solo act that they did a similar thing with Stonehenge. He said, except it was the opposite. When they dropped down from the ceiling, the rocks they took up the whole stage. He said they were bigger than the actual rocks at Stonehenge. They were so big, they didn't fit.
So you see what enjoyment we get out of it. Make sure you go see this thing. Like I said, I don't know if you can get it online or not, but July 3rd through 7th, it's going to be on. And we're not getting paid for this either.
No.
This is a good movie. All right, we'll be back with a music game.
All you are is back to the weekend. Time to name that song.
We're number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back. We have a distraction here in the cathedral.
Right.
Not necessarily a bad distraction, but a distraction. And here's the thing. I think our studio audience might know this one, but I think the pressure's off you for the music game. I say you have no chance of knowing this song. I'll get you some songs coming up, but you've done really poorly in the music game. And I got to say, I heard this song on the radio, and I like it. You're not a bad guy, but you're not a sensitive guy. No. And this is a sensitive song, and I just don't see you knowing this at all.
I'm out.
But anyway, I'm going to give you a little my singing too here.
Oh,
How about that?
no.
How about that? Okay, what I do in the music game is I give you the lyrics, and then you get 3 points for the title, 2 points for the artist, and 1 point for the year. And Tiny, you're in dead last place.
Double digits, though, I think, right? 11, I thought. No,
I think you. Damn. I know you're a 10.
10.
Okay. But you're only 1 point behind Teddy Roosevelt.
See, there we go.
You have a chance. You have a chance. But I see you catching. Here's my prediction. I see you catching Teddy Roosevelt for sure. But I don't think it'll be this week.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Here we go.
I'm going to give you some lyrics, not from the start, but in the middle. And then I'm going to hum over the title. Okay. And I'm going to do it in a very nice voice. Tell me no secrets, tell me some lies. Give me no reasons, give me alibis. Tell me you love me and don't let me cry. Say anything, but don't say goodbye. I didn't mean to treat you bad. Didn't know just what I had. But honey, now I do. And boom, 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 boom. Any idea? And pause if you need to there. You've actually heard that song?
I feel like I have.
I'm shocked. It's really not up your. It's not in your wheelhouse. I know that.
Yeah,
Did your wife know it? No,
she doesn't know.
Oh,
She probably knows the lyrics, but she doesn't know the song. It's not the way you said the bum thing. It sounds like the gonna turn my brown eyes blue.
Boom, 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 boom! Wow!
Yeah.
Damn!
And God, is that a terrible?
Wow!
That's such a bad
I'm
song.
shocked you got that. Damn! I gotta find even a fucking worse one than that. Who sings it? You know that?
It's got to be one of them old school, like Patsy Cline type.
That's a good try. That's wrong.
I have no idea.
All right, how about a year?
I'll go again. 1980.
1977.
No.
77.
Okay.
77. Brown Eyes Blue, Crystal Gale.
Oh,
1977.
yeah.
Crystal Gale, I used to love her shit. That long hair down through past her ass.
Okay.
And she was, Loretta Lynn's sister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Loretta Lynn's
That was going to be
sister.
one of my guesses, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Her and Tanya Tucker, I think there's only 3 female. Oh, Reba. I know Reba, too.
I am shocked you got that. Shocked.
And here, this is the first time your singing has actually helped. That's the first time.
Oh,
ever.
no.
It's the only time. No.
2 weeks ago, you got my singing. You got the artist just by my singing.
No, that's
I
not
sounded like the king.
No.
I may be a prince, but I sounded like the king.
That's not why.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, Brown Eyes Blue, Crystal Gale, 1977. We'll be back with I'm going to bitch about something hard to believe.
Hey, give us some of that giving it all to Jack. Give it some of that.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. This is Argy Bargy, where I bitch about something, and I have such a long list going. But I had my, I think I told you, I had my annual checkup with my doctor this week, and they gave me a blood test, and they checked, I swear I'm not being conservative here, 40 different things.
Oh.
And you can check this shit online now, you know?
Yeah.
And I went 37 for 40.
Oh.
37 for 40. I'm happy as hell.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers.
I'm walking around great. So the office calls me after I've already seen this shit. And the first 2 they bring up are ones I failed. 2. I went 37 for 40. 37 for 40. That's an A in almost every institution of higher learning, for Christ's sakes. And this chick calls me and tells me, oh, you didn't do too good on this and this. I said, fuck, I did good on 37 of those motherfuckers. What the hell's going on here? Be positive, medical people. Don't tell me what the fuck I fucked up on. Tell me the good shit. Yes. That's my Argy Bargy. We're back. Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. You know what? I haven't introduced us. That's Tiny. I'm the Prince of Pittsburgh. And we're here for Hell's Half. Actually, you're here. Well, we were here anyway. You're here for Hell's Half Acre. And Hell's Half Acre is, we do a Would You Rather every week, and we used to do onions, coochie, and cat piss. And we're going to come back to that. Matter of fact, there's a little onions, coochie, cat piss within this. Ooh. But anyway, this is Would You Rather. Once again, we're celebrating women here. We're celebrating women. We're giving him the title. We're giving him the chance to who he wants to celebrate the most.
Right.
And who would he rather be with? Is it Trish Stratus, who I didn't really know, but I knew you'd know because you're a wrestling guy, and boy, she looked good when I looked her up. She was in I think I told you, she was in a crossword puzzle.
Oh, that's
and I didn't know who it was, and I looked it up and said, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiny liked her.
Yes.
Versus this other woman that I'll refer to as largemouth bass. So it's Trish Stratus versus largemouth bass, as you can see. So he has his choice of who he wants to be with. Now, you would think, of course, Trish Stratus is the easy decision, but not so fast there at Hell's Half Acre, where 13,000 people died in the Civil War. Not so fast. Okay, to be with Trish, and this is where I'm getting something from a little bit from Onions, Coochie, and Cat Piss.
Okay.
You have to ride in a car. You'll have air conditioning, but no radio. You'll have air conditioning, no radio. You're driving to Denver, Colorado, which is 21 hours from here. I already looked it up. With Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoopi
Not even
Goldberg.
bigmouth bass?
No, not with largemouth bass. No.
My.
To be so your choice is screw or no. That's right. We're celebrating women. To be with Trish Stratus. Of whatever you want to do, but if you want to be with Trish, you have to ride in a car with AC but no radio to Denver, Colorado, 21 hours with Whoopi Goldberg, or you have to do none of that and you just nail largemouth bass. Or you be with largemouth bass.
Oh man, I mean, I'll tell you that the picture you sent me of largemouth bass.
That's what they're seeing. I hope you put that up.
Hopefully, I get it up there.
Because if they don't, that's pretty bad for them. And what would you do? Would you ride with Whoopi Goldberg for 21 hours and then screw Trish Stratus, or would you just take the easy way out and you get with largemouth bass?
If ever a picture makes noise, that picture you
can
hear it.
Yeah.
Hear it.
I had to do research. To get that,
yeah.
You think we just show up here and do this shit? No.
This is off the cuff.
I researched for that.
21 hours. Boy, I'll tell you. If not for Stacy Keibler, Trish Stratus was up there for me. She's a WWE Hall of Famer. She's not that much older than me. I think she's only like 51, 52 maybe.
Oh, I think she might be 49.
Okay. I knew she wasn't that. Yeah.
And I got to say one thing. I don't know your wrestling like you do, but those wrestling women, they have real bodies.
Yes.
They don't have model bullshit bodies. They have real bodies.
And she was in WWE in the era they call it the Attitude Era, which is like late 90s into the early 2000s, and that's when Vince was just going all out with bra and panty matches.
Yeah,
and chicks just getting stripped down to nothing.
He did okay.
That's when there were like 4 or 5 chicks showing up on the cover of Playboy within a couple years. So she was there in like the prime show off her body era too. And if not for Stacy Keibler, she probably.
I would think. I would think so.
I can't imagine surviving 21 hours with Whoopi, but if it ends up with an ultimate goal of Trish Stratus, I'm taking.
You're taking
taking the drive.
Okay. The drive. There you got it. He's taking the drive with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
And he ends up with Trish Stratus, so he gets the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And God have mercy on my soul.
What would you do? What would I do? Largemouth bass. Come on down. I really like Trish, but no, I couldn't do 21 hours. I don't. If I'd have said with Whoopi Goldberg to Warren, which is about 35 minutes from here, I couldn't do it. So he's with Trish. I'm with largemouth bass.
Yeah.
We'll be back with Samurai Chatter. I am a techie. I just fixed this.
You did.
Okay. We are back. It was Samurai Chatter. And what we do is we have 4 would you rather questions. And I do have some, it's not just me and you. I had some people voice their opinion too. Mm-hmm. First would you rather question. Oh, fuck. What did I do with these?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Now I think I remember them. Okay, for 2 weeks straight, 2 weeks every meal for 2 weeks. Would you rather eat cereal or buttered toast?
This is a no-brainer for me. I'm on the cereal. Buttered toast just sounds too dry, and no, I like. I'm one of those people.
Buttered toast isn't dry.
Yeah. You got to put a lot of butter on it.
Well, you were allowed to.
Yeah, but cereal. I'm one of those people. I like soggy cereal too. So like, I let my Golden Grams get all sloppy and soggy.
Okay. He goes with cereal. Let's see. I'll tell you the end result here, but a couple comments. One, especially cereal, if it's a different brand, he can take each time. And
I didn't even look at it that way.
Another person said, I can't get enough cereal. Another person said to take the toast if it was rye.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go with cereal too. I hate to agree with you, but that makes it, I didn't do this very well. 8-4 cereal over toast.
Oh, okay.
It was 6-4 going into us, and Now it's 8-4.
Sourdough would be the only one I would consider.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'd go with rye. I'd go with rye too.
Oh.
You don't like rye?
I like it on my sandwiches, but not as just toast.
Nah, you're weird.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next. Would you rather? Would you rather? Oh, this is a pretty good one, actually.
Okay.
Would you rather have the ability to fly or the ability to talk to animals?
Yeah. I went back and forth on this. My original answer was to fly, but I'm taking talk to animals.
Are you?
Yeah, because if I talk to animals, I could hitch a ride with somebody, like an eagle or something, would give me a ride. And I don't need to fly anymore. I'll just hitch a ride with them.
You?
Yeah, maybe get a couple of them. Get a couple of them together. They
would need a team of eagles, and they're the strongest fucking eagles in the world.
I'm taking talk to animals.
Okay, animals. Wow, that makes it close. I haven't even. You know what? I didn't really do a lot of thinking of myself here. Okay. This guy said he'd fly because he'd have nothing to say to animals. He wasn't sure what to talk. And let's see. He said the other guy said he'd want to talk to animals because if he could fly, he could be shot down. And this is probably the weirdest one. He took fly because he would travel the world for free.
Oh, yeah.
But he said he would like to ask dolphins why they're so fucked up. And that's not from me. That's from him. That's from him.
You could ask them why they pee on each other. Isn't that one of the things that we read from Facts?
Yeah. Okay, you made that. I think I'm gonna go with fly. Because I always wanted to fly.
Mm-hmm.
But so that makes it 7-5. Fly versus animal. This is a good contest.
Yeah.
I think I'd run out of shit to say to animals too. I don't know.
You?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't really give a fuck what
Who out there believes that?
I'd have stuff to say, but would I want to hear their answers? It's kind of like talking to you, Kind of remind me of beer night. Okay. We got two more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you rather be Billy Ray Cyrus or Billy Bob Thornton? Would you rather be Billy Ray Cyrus or Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah. This is the first thing, and this is the easiest answer of all to me. Billy Bob Thornton, because there's that one scene, and I can't remember the name of the movie. I looked it up even, and I forgot it since, where he has a sex scene with Halle Berry, and just
that was good.
It's after
was that Monsters Ball?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
And they just get all drunked up in his shitty apartment or whatever, and they end up going at it. And just to be able to reenact that scene alone, I'm taking Billy Bob.
Okay, boy, I was going back and forth. That might do it for me. Okay, let me while I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This guy took Billy Bob because he was with Angelina Jolie. Another person said Angelina Jolie in her prime too.
Oh, that's fair.
But then the guy said it was kind of contradictory. Billy Bob when he was with Angelina Jolie, rest of the time Billy Ray because he'd be near Miley.
Yeah, we can't.
Exactly. Unless you're really sick.
She doesn't do as much for me anyway, to be honest.
And this guy said he'd rather be Billy Ray Cyrus because he doesn't smoke. I mean, everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own opinion. But, and then someone says they didn't give a fuck. But, okay, I like Billy Bob better. I think we talked about this off air a couple of weeks ago. He's like more of a regular guy, and he's a huge baseball fan. Now,
that's right. Yeah,
Billy Ray Cyrus is nailing Elizabeth Hurley right now. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that would make it tougher.
Wow.
But I bet you Billy Bob still gets some good shit.
I'm sure.
I think I'd like to be Billy Ray for just that little bit, but I'm going to Billy Bob. So I think we take a 5-4 lead for Billy Bob. Yeah, close race.
He's on a new show called Landman. He's like,
oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It's. I've only watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. His ex-wife on the show is so hot, and he hooks up with her again too. Yeah, they haven't shown her naked or anything, but from what I've seen so far, anyway, yeah. That's
and you did it for me, hooking up with him. Halle Berry. Yeah. That does it for me. Damn. That was
even if it's acting, I don't care.
Yeah. I'll act. Okay. Last one of the Would You Rathers is, would you rather have beers with the Skipper or Gilligan?
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I'm taking Gilligan.
Oh yeah.
I think
Why?
Skipper's just a mean drunk.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't have anything. I mean, just the way he treats Gilligan all the time, I think he'd be a mean drunk. Where, Gilligan, even if Gilligan's a mean drunk, I could beat him up. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. The answers I got here is one guy thought, well, two people actually, now that I'm reading this, Skipper would have better stories. And one person said Skipper because Gilligan's a weirdo. But I'll tell you why I'm going to take Gilligan, because drinking with a skipper would be like drinking with you. You take most of the damn pitcher every time. I want to have a beer, but you drink like 3/4 of it. So, yeah, I'd rather Gilligan. I'd probably get 3/4 of it myself. Drinking with you or the skipper, I wouldn't get enough beer.
Nobody believes that.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I think they do. I
Nobody
think they do.
No.
So, but anyway, we both took Gilligan, but we still lose 7-5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Skip. The more people want to be drink with Skipper than Gilligan. Okay. What do you think? Okay, well, we're to the end, and I know you don't have anything.
Actually, I do. I got
you
one.
do?
I meant to tell you this.
Okay.
We were recently banned on Facebook.
You're kidding.
No, they took down, I believe it was episode 93. It's the one where Kanye West's girlfriend, who on the red carpet was pretty much naked.
Right, yeah.
She's on the cover of our sheet, and they took down the whole episode for sexual content. And we got a nasty gram that if the conduct continues, we're subject to banishment. I think
really
banishment was definitely the word
on Facebook.
On Facebook, correct.
Okay, so that's your doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I should have figured.
Sexual. What was the word? Sexual content. That's what it was. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. There you go. Okay, Facebook. We'll try to do better because we celebrate women.
Yeah.
We celebrate women. We don't objectify them.
And meanwhile, the picture I fucking used was from her on the red carpet out in public.
I was going to say everybody saw that.
Come on. And I even blacked out her nipples and stuff, so it's not like it was everything.
You shouldn't have blacked those out. How were her nipples?
They're nice.
Good for Kanye. Okay, I do. That's right. I do have a quote here from Stephen Wright.
Nice.
And this is this is not just funny. This is kind of, you think a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Stephen Wright said, a clear conscience is usually a sign of a bad memory. I know that's true with me. I know that's true with him, and it's probably true with you too. Okay, so that concludes. We don't know the name of this yet, but we will by the time you watch this. 108. Remember, we're the only Category 5 podcast in the universe. We're the hardest working podcast in 4 states. The local states, and then McElmont gave us North Carolina and Suriname. Ooh. We work harder than anybody that does in Suriname that does a podcast. We are now 730 pounds of podcast proclivity. We're the only immersive podcast in the Mid-Atlantic states. We are alcohol influencers. That's new. We just started that, 3-4 weeks ago. And we are the patron podcast. We haven't come up with anything new. We're still for those honeybees. Is that all we got?
Yeah.
We got to come up with something else.
That's fair.
You know what? This next week we're going to have a damn production meeting. Right. How about that? We'll be better prepared next week. You believe that? Yeah, you dumb shit. Okay. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.